My back to school 2020 prognosis, what will happen? Welcome to this video. Like the yellow vest a while ago in France, the mask has become the symbol here of a soft revolution that will start in France and then spread everywhere. So hanging a mask, for example, on the windshield of your car, or wear it with a queue, or on the shin, for example, to make ridicule this tool of social control, it is to turn the manipulation against the predators. And it is an instinctive reflex that we observe everywhere now in France and in other countries too, and that will quickly unfold at the start of the school year in September. All this contributes to perpetuate an anxiety-provoking climate. And in this atmosphere, you are certainly asking yourself the question of how to dissolve this nagging fear of the future, of the autumn. So listen, it's really simple. By observing similar situation in detail, then synthesizing the past and the present to arrive at a logical prognosis. So the COVID epidemic is over now, and for dark reason, those who amplified it by the fear want to make it last until the winter, until the vaccine. And while this summer many pedophile networks are dismantled, at the start of the school year, the war will be played out around our children. So in school, it is easier to force children to wear a mask than adults in the street. Always the same strategy to divide people, and this time to divide at the heart of families. So lucky, in the face of every attack from the dark side of the force, we have light to guide us. And here it's of common sense and know that mask, one, does not really protect against viruses. Two, this mask decrease intake in oxygen needed. And three, it occasions migraine, fatigue and discomfort. And four, the most dangerous, it creates a humid and confined environment close to the respiratory tract, favoring contamination by fungi, staphylococcus and other. So do you want your children to develop lifelong staphylococcus or perleche in the corner of the mouth due to health and school stress of this mask session? So no, of course. And once again, the solution imposed, for example, in France by the French government to wear a mask is counterproductive, and the good news is that it will all backfire. So, in the meantime, how to ask a child to wear a mask for several hours without touching it, soiling it, it's a total aberration and it's really criminal. And this is the subject that will occupy us in France and perhaps in other countries enormously at the start of the school year in September. Faced with recalcitrant children and parents, how will teachers, school administrators and our governing bodies will react? And this will be played out on case-to-case basis, and when in a response and by areas the corrupt authorities will want to reconvene, violent clashes are possible. Anyway, this time it won't work. The people were surprised and docile the first time for the first confinement or quarantine imposed after a real campaign of viral terrorism. And this time the information leaked on manipulation of the number of deaths due to the virus. We have information also on manipulation of the number of cases or manipulation to the positive effect of chloroquine, antibiotic, C vitamin and zinc, for example. So everything will be decided by the launch of the election in the US in November. This will be a key period, and the start of the school year in France and in other countries will be. And then I think a lot of parents will take their children out of school in October or November, for example, after the All Saints holiday, all in protest against the mask and the rest. Professors will also exercise their right of withdrawal. And after the obligation to wear mask in France, there we will certainly see unsuccessful abuse around tests on children or vaccines on children. Our children, sadly, will be targeted in our place, stuck in the school environment. And some parents themselves, stuck in difficult economic constraint, could let it happen for lack of vital energy. Strengthening our vital energy for this summer is really essential to secure the end of 2020, the end of our year. And in the fall, the mess in France and in other countries will be general. In this perspective, and with an already economically anxiety-provoking climate, how to not be afraid of the future, and really how not to be anxious for this return, for this return to school, to work after the holiday, how not to worried about the repercussions of this event on our children and their health, how not to worried about seeing your daily life completely destabilized again, how to keep confident, to be sure to spend a wonderful end of the year celebration surrounded with your family for Christmas. How? I give you the formula that I applied for myself in these exceptional circumstances. First, from today, I am working to be well on a daily basis in the present by reforming what should be, by taking better care of myself and my loved one with simple and practical tips that I introduce into our daily life. And I also take advantage of this summer to resolve old emotional, medical, family issues, to clean up all the bases of my household, and I surround myself, it's very important, with very good people. I change my close environment and I choose only relation in a win-win-win mode. 2. I clearly plan my future in each area of my life by preparing each option, what I want, and I work to put in place the best possible scenario by opening doors on positive issue beyond my expectations. Obviously, I advise you to prepare yourself this summer while also taking advantage of sunny day to relax. So since the beginning of 2020, as a futurist, I had understood that the year will be a big change, and to live it as well as possible to help my friend, my relative and my community, I simply put together my best tips to dissolve the fear of the future. And when you are afraid of the future, it is because you don't control anything anymore, and it's good to let go. This is a very positive thing of our present. However, we all need security and real result. So when you want to secure your future and to accelerate access to your golden age, there is a work upstream to simplify your tasks and to accelerate your progress. Here I share with you info. It's synthetic and a quick way to my best tip. It's a private sharing, 1, to feel good in the present, and 2, and secondly, to create on this basis everything you want for your future with the assurance that it is possible and within your reach. So it can save you a lot of time and relieve a maximum of stress and anxiety, and this is why I broadcast this private sharing at the end of each of my last videos. So I can see you soon on the other side to share all this. Stay please after the jingle. I will talk about our French president in France. Jingle. So, like me, you wonder why Mr. Macron, our French president, is still here and if he will finish his term. Many mediums have seen him go for months, and myself on this channel, I am sharing and I am convinced that remaining president of France is as difficult for him as it is for us. I'm sure he's going to leave, but when? He is human, and like all of us, he has his own free will, and there was a window for his departure in mid-July, and there is one over in November-December this year. So let us observe exceptional events, which will mean that his departure will not lead to new election in 3 weeks. If the seat can remain empty and the chaos generated by his departure can last without immediate election, then for Mr. Macron the temptation will be huge, will be great to leave France for a better position, for example in finance at a European institution or UN level. So to be continued, I cannot predict all the detail. We are not at the end of our surprises in the second part of 2020, and then I reassure you everything will end for the best and a huge cleaning will be quickly finalized. So keep confident and dissolve all your fears. The link to my private sharing to reinvent our world is here, and I will be off without Wi-Fi on holiday the next week. So perhaps in this vacation, I don't know, but perhaps I will do a mini blog. I am going on an adventure with my kids and I'm so happy. Bye-bye.